What do these four relationships have in common? Sure, it is two women, they stare at each other a little too long and risk their lives for each other, but also, they're not canon. In fact, most of these are not even lesbians. And in a lot of these shows, there is already an existing or hinted at heterosexual relationship, including one of these two girls. Maki is with Yuta but Nobara, Kara is with Monel but Lina, Mikasa is with Eren but Annie. Hell, even Annie is with this guy, and Tracer is even in a lesbian relationship, but she's still shipped with Widowmaker. And it's not even just these four. This happens on every piece of media ever. Always, in literally every fandom ever, we see a lesbian ship. You may be thinking, well, ship, it is because lesbians ship women together. But is that it? I mean, sometimes it is not just lesbians shipping these girls together. It is straight women, it is gay men, and even straight men, which it's oftentimes done in a gross way, unfortunately. So why do these lesbian ships take over? First, of course, there's a massive lack of lesbian representation. So yes, lack of representation is definitely a reason why. You know, a lot of lesbians, myself included, are fucking tired of seeing straight relationship after straight relationship on every fucking piece of media we consume. And when we do get lesbians, it often just sucks. Like one of them dies or it just does not work out. Ymir and Historia are forced apart.
To my dear Historia.
And yes, their world is messy, but what about Clark and Lexa? Like, Lexa literally gets shot randomly because her fucking actor was a guest on the show. Ellie abandons Dina to go hunt Abby, abandoning her perfect life. Robin's girlfriend disappears into the void, like she's literally just not talked of anymore. And while there are a few that end well, it is just not many. And it is such an underwhelming amount of relationships compared to the heterosexual ones. You may be thinking, well, that's because there's more heterosexual people. And yeah, sure, you got me there. You're right, but that doesn't mean it doesn't fucking suck. So when the canon won't fit us, we fit ourselves. People don't ship out of delusion, they ship out of need. Well, sometimes it is a little bit delusional, but that's besides the point. And we see this in fan art and fanfics. Like, there are so many fanfictions of sapphic ships that are not canonical, and when it is canonical, well, there is so many more because we cling to that one real relationship, even if it isn't a great relationship. And I mean, we write and read fanfiction because we want more. There's not enough lesbian couples that have cute romances, and fanfiction fixes that issue. Okay, but why do we ship these specific women? Why not just some other random girls? Often, it is those women because there are no other women in the show. Sometimes the cast is just mostly dudes. Then the fandom goes, well, there's literally only two women left, and they had a tiny cute moment, so let's ship them together. For example, in the Jujutsu Kaisen main cast, Nobara and Maki are the only two girls, so we ship them together. And then Shoko and Yuri are friends, so we ship them together. And honestly, you can't blame the fandom, these ships don't come out of nowhere. Subtext is doing all the work, while homophobes refuse to make it canon. But it is deeper than that, of course. One thing these women have in common is that they're always strong female characters. They're independent, competent, emotionally complex, and often, they're not paired with men in ways that feel satisfying, or maybe they're not paired with men at all, which means their most meaningful connections are often with other women. And often writers try to make strong women boyfriendless to emphasize their independence, and we just end up shipping them with other girls. Some of these women are also more masculine presenting, and masculine or androgynous women break straight romance tropes. This is again because of the strong female character syndrome, which, by the way, is often done horribly. For a time, strong female characters on screen were revolutionary. Finally, women could throw punches, walking away without a scratch, and stop being damsels in distress waiting to be saved. But now, most strong female characters are incredibly boring. But then there are women like Caitlyn, Vi, Ellie, Mikasa, women that are so fascinating that many girls want to be with them and relate to them at the same time. What makes a character strong often goes beyond physical description. It is their fears, their flaws, and how they carry themselves in the world. But in some cases, the writers make the woman strong, but give her a tight spandex suit or revealing clothes. It is made for the male gaze. So when a woman is not like that, we tend to ship her with other girls. These characters also do things, they fail, they act. The story doesn't tell us they're strong, it lets us see it. They're not strong all the time, they take punches too, they get hurt. It's not all bark, no bite. They also care for others, they don't do this for themselves. This strength creates independence from men. These women are not defined by men or saved by them, which is why we headcanon a lot of strong women as queer. Bad strong female characters are often sexualized, and as a consequence they have male partners or still depend on men. Also, women are often softer, they create more meaningful connections with each other, they're kind and sweet and caring, so the emotional intimacy is already there. The long looks, the trust, the sacrifice, the soft moments in the chaos of their universes. And another reason is that men tend to be obstacles to the development of female characters in a lot of shows. Like in Mikasa's case, Eren is literally an obstacle to her character development. It sucks. When the writers write women for the male gaze, this tends to happen. Mikasa is made strong, sure, but she's so dependent on Eren, like an annoying amount of dependency. And lesbian ships solve this problem. If this girl was with another girl and not a man, then her character would be so much better. For a relationship to be well written, both characters have to matter and influence the story, so that one character won't bring the other one down. In the normal heterosexual relationships, often the man brings the woman down and he is seen as stronger. So when we ship together women and women, both characters influence the story and push the narrative forward, like it is in the case of Caitlyn and Vi in Arcane. They're both independent to each other, they both push the narrative forward in their own way. So when you see a ship like Mikasa and Annie or Kara and Lena blowing up, it is not obsession, it is not wanting to make everything about lesbians, it is about love and care, and it is about creating happy endings that we deserve but aren't getting from canon. Lesbian ships are inevitable. They happen because women deserve complex connections on screen, because strong female characters naturally gravitate toward each other emotionally, and because fandom refuses to let the story end badly. And yes, sometimes it is a little delusional, sometimes it's funny, sometimes heartbreaking, but at the end of the day, it makes lesbians feel seen. So next time you see a ship that shouldn't exist, remember it exists because it must, because representation sucks, and love always finds a way. Let me know why you think it is that we always see lesbian ships, and if you agree with what I said. If you love sapphic media, you'll probably like it here. See you next time with some probably gay stuff.